This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. Hashtag our IP legend, to Jack Carlson, also known as the succulent Chinese meal guy. Gone too soon. If this is Democracy Manifest, then maybe democracy really was a mistake. Our IP Livecast starts now.
Oh, what a tragic way to start this week's episode. Welcome to our IP Livecast to everyone but the Chinese meal guy, because he's no longer amongst the living.
Wow.
Perhaps he will be amongst the undead.
I mean, I get your point. He's not going to appreciate it. It's not on this earth, but it's a little harsh still.
Do you think they're going to scatter his ashes outside that restaurant?
And then put the
Doesn't
ashes in a
exist
police
yet.
car at the end of the spreading.
Or just go outside that police station where they took him in and just fling the ashes into the eyes of one of the cops that comes out. Blind him.
Yeah. Fight the power.
I mean, he lived 82 years. That's a pretty good run.
Did he ever get arrested again after that? Do we know?
No, I
I'm
don't
guessing
believe so.
yes, just because why not? It's a long time between when that was filmed and now. He probably ran afoul of the law at some point.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like a very contained kind of guy.
Yeah. How did we ever stumble upon that clip in the first place? It's been so long. I have no memory of the first episode we ever played it on or anything like that.
It had a spike of being a very viral clip back when we aired it. It was like going around the internet.
Okay.
And
And what's so
it was
crazy
already,
is I didn't realize it was so old already. Yeah, because this clip is from the 90s. I assumed when we played it on the show, it was like from the last year.
Yeah.
But
someone dug it up. Look at this funny old thing. It went around the internet. We watched it, and then it went away. And then, like 10 years later, we're still on, and the guy had like a revival.
Yeah.
Of being, hey, remember that old meme guy? This is what he's doing now.
So yeah, as reported by The Guardian, Jack Carlson, who has been described as Australia's preeminent meme, sadly passed away at 82 years old.
It would have been at some point Crocodile Dundee, but he took that throne from him.
Or
what's so
what's his face?
interesting-
The crocodile hunter, yeah.
Two of the top three should not be crocodile people, but you know what? It's better than all three. So
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack.
We don't know what experience Jack had with crocodiles. Perhaps he was eating some crocodile lo mein at that
true.
Chinese restaurant. I bet crocodile meat is quite succulent.
Wait, I didn't realize his name was Jack before he died. Is he Outback Jack?
Imagine.
Maybe. I mean,
He
they kind of
was
have the same
basis
body
for the
type.
gimmick.
They have the same body type.
Well,
Wait,
what's
now
so-
or then?
Oh, well, I'm in his prime, his beefy prime.
Beefy Prime is the episode title.
That was quick. What, 8 seconds?
3 minutes. Interestingly, the second paragraph of this Guardian article, of this obituary, says, it starts Carlson, and then there's a dash, although there are debates as to whether this was his real name or one of many aliases.
Was in the
Was a-
Mossad? What the?
Was a serial prison escaper and a small-time crook who shot to fame in 2009 after a viral news clip of his arrest at a Chinese restaurant in Brisbane in the Fortitude Valley in 91 was uploaded onto the internet.
See, I always wondered why the cops swarmed him for such like a little petty incident, and it's because he's basically Clyde from Bonnie and Clyde, basically.
I feel like we've read accounts of that incident where it was said that it was mistaken identity.
I don't remember that.
But I guess
That's
if
right.
he has
Well-
8 identities, maybe they just were arresting him for the wrong identity. And he's like, no, I am the guy who did it, but the name you used isn't the right one. So technically.
He's very into accurate paperwork.
Yeah, that's right.
We did a whole 1 hour tribute at least, or like 45 minutes, let's say, on our Patreon in one of our Livecast Hall of Fame inductions. He is inducted. He is a member of the Livecast Hall of Fame.
I'm glad
because,
we
of course-
honored him while he was still alive to receive the adulation.
Yeah.
And I want to share these photos from this Guardian article questioning his identity, Because first of all, here he is eating a succulent Chinese meal.
Finally,
Bless his heart.
had
Says
to
from
completion,
General
right?
So?
He wasn't he wasn't arrested during this.
As
I
far
know.
as we know.
And then this photo, it's just like,
Oh.
man, look at that hand. Brutal.
He is.
With the
Untrimmed
nails.
nails.
Yeah.
Is that a ring or a band-aid on his finger?
It's a ring. It's a ring.
Okay.
The life of fleeing the authorities, you know,
Yeah.
it takes a toll on you.
It's true.
The
Though
man who
82
calls
years, man.
himself Jack Carlson, this article writes.
Is it possible his actual name is Carl Jackson? And that's how you just tricked us that way.
Some regard as the most iconic piece of improvised theater in the country's modern history.
I see that you know your judo well.
Yeah, let's play the
So much
classic clip
gold.
in tribute. How could we go this long? Let's see.
Just a moment, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Trouble, man.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one.
It's just as funny
And
now
you,
as
sir,
it was the first
are you
time.
waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off me. Ta-ta and farewell.
He has to go in horizontal.
One cup, look. Slave and brother.
Well, we now have a martial arts expert on the panel. Rob, do they in fact
Oh.
know their judo well, or is he just talking, like making a speech?
He's just talking because judo is mostly throws, but no one was being thrown. So
I
They
thought
sort
there
of-
were.
Yeah,
Aren't there
threw him
also
into the car.
holds in judo and throws? There's just no
there's
strikes.
grips. There's grips. There's no strikes. But the whole point of the sport is to successfully finish a takedown.
Right. Oh,
Can I make a request? I just want to put it out into the air, and hopefully
Yes.
something positive comes back. Matthew Barry, the beloved British actor from What We Do in the Shadows and the IT Crowd and a million other things, I want him to reenact that scene in his British accent. I think that's the only accent that might be funnier than Jack Carlson's accent and delivery. So we need to honor Mr. Carlson, if that is his actual name, and have respected actor Matthew Barry reenact all of that in his
I would
style.
before this.
He's a noted listener of our show, so
Yes,
hopefully
that's
that
right.
clarion call went out in the ether, and he will receive it like they received his limp penis.
I wanted to read this paragraph in this article about Carlson. Carlson's prison escapes are evocative of films like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And are set to include picking the lock, cuffing him to a sleeping officer, and leaping from a moving train, swimming off a prison island before being rescued by a benevolent fisherman, and impersonating a detective to escort a fellow felon out of the front door of lockup. Where is this guy's movie?
First of all,
Seriously.
I just want to say, what's going on with the penal system in Australia? Can we fix this? I mean, no offense. but-
Well, I mean, it's a country started by criminals, right? So you'd think they probably would have wanted their prisons to be very escapable just for their own sake.
Or it could go the other way. They know they have all these prisoners, so they want it to
that's
be
true.
tight. Get these guys out of their jobs. They're not doing their jobs. Although, if that was the case, we would have never had, Democracy Manifest,
Yeah.
because he'd still be in prison.
So there's a documentary. This is all based on a documentary being worked on his life. So at least we're going to get that. It's set for release in March 2025. The title of the documentary is The Man Who Ate a Succulent Chinese Meal.
Oh, didn't, but that's inaccurate.
Well, eventually he ate one, I'm sure.
I suppose. playing fast and loose with the facts there. Was interrupted eating a succulent Chinese meal.
So it's believed his real name is Cecil George Edwards.
Oh, how do you have a regal name like that and you go down to Jack Carlson?
I mean, Jack Carlson might have been his 15th alias. Who knows what the 14 were before that?
He's running out.
Amazing.
It was Scotty McKangaroo Bounder. I don't.
But he will live on our show in those clips. We will never stop playing.
Yes.
Get your hand off my penis!
Rob, could you make that your cell phone ringtone?
Oh yeah, that's my text alert.
I
have my
isn't that
sounds
the
turned
opposite
off,
of what
but-
you want, though?
Well,
Or is that what you say to yourself when you masturbating?
it's to keep you in check.
So like
It's like-
note to self.
What was that app that Mike Johnson had? Covenant Eyes or something, where it like tracks your porn usage. So instead of that, you just have that drop play anytime.
I wanna quickly read what his niece said. Carlson spent the last few weeks of his life in a hospital where he, quote, had a few attempts to escape and pulled his cords out a couple of times and asked us many times to sneak in his pipe. She says her uncle was battling many ailments, but what got him in the end was systemic inflammatory response syndrome. SIRS. Almost SIDS.
What is that?
The final send-off, we gave Uncle a last taste of red wine through his drip just before it was removed. That is so sad.
Do you
That is
even
so
like
sad.
notice that it's wine though? Like, how do you?
I guess you probably get a little buzzed if it's going directly into your bloodstream. You don't taste it, but you feel it. I guess at that point, what the fuck is the difference? You could put fucking chocolate sauce in there.
Yeah.
If he's going, he's going. Wow.
Says this is democracy manifest.
Why would they have to sneak in his pipe? Like, just don't. You don't have to actually put anything in it. He probably was in no condition to know if he was actually smoking anything. Just put a fucking pipe in his mouth. Whatever. Give the man his pipe.
I see that you know your tobacco well. He spotted it and he put some bullshit oregano in there, and he's like, "No, I know what's going on here."
I'm very curious about this documentary. He said the guy says he tracked down a bunch of his old friends from the prisons and stuff.
Wow. Do we know where is this going to be streaming? Is this going to be like an Australia only release?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Because if that's available, we 1000% need to do a watch along of that, right? Like,
absolutely.
Oh my God.
I'm into it.
So all the best to his family. And thank you to him for all the joy that he brought us into this world. Shifty Shortkick in the chat says there was a 2-month period in 2012 where I kept bumping into Matt Berry in shops around London. He must have thought I was stalking him, but I just wanted to buy some clothes and CDs.
2012, he wasn't super famous yet, so would he have? I guess maybe in London he was super famous. Did I pronounce that right, Rob?
I think so.
Thank you.
London.
It's like a Vietnamese immigrant saying London for the first time.
Yeah.
Is what you just did.
London.
Now you're making it worse. It's getting more offensive.
I want to say Democracy Manifest has its own Wikipedia entry. It's very
You mean him saying Democracy Manifest has that incident has a Wikipedia?
the
entry?
article is titled Democracy Manifest. Yes.
So okay.
And it's the incident, yes. And there's some chatter that it is of low importance. I say, how dare you, Wikipedia mods? This is of the highest importance.
What is that? Wait, what? That there's chatter that it's of low importance. What does that mean?
Every article has the talk page, like the mods get together and discuss changes that need to be made and concerns with the thing,
And you could like a user can access that.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can see the talk page on any Wikipedia page.
And
A
so
lot
what,
of
they're
them
saying
don't
this
have
shouldn't
them.
be here.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
should we remove? They all get together and discuss whether it
Motherfuckers.
should be removed and stuff.
Rob, could you get in there and tell them to fuck off?
Like people make cases for whether it's important enough or not.
I want to see a courtroom drama where it's the three of us defending the Democracy Manifest Wikipedia entry.
You can't
Against
handle the
deletion.
truth. Get Aaron Sorkin, or get him some good drugs and have him write it up.
Oh my God. I think he's been overserved as of late.
Yeah, I was going to check because I remember metal injection kept being
What's that?
dropped from Wikipedia for like not being for being of low importance. You know,
Sid, it's like lamb goat, Sid. It's just
Oh.
but yeah, I guess somebody renominated it, and now it's like pretty thorough. I'm actually really impressed. Somebody really went in here and did like a lot of like research on, like basically watched and listened to every interview me and Frank ever gave.
Oh,
And
I thought you were still talking about the succulent Chinese meal.
No, metal injection. I'm saying it's a pretty thorough bio on the site.
Interesting
I'm
how
very
that
impressed.
happened once Robert Pazzabini was shoved out the door. I
That's
wonder
true.
if that's a coincidence or not. What do you think, Robert?
Well, I mean, I'm quoted and cited prominently in this article.
What are the
so,
quotes?
just about how I came up with the name.
Is it a correct? Are you misquoted or is this accurate?
No, I'm properly quoted.
Whoa.
Wow. The journalistic standards are very high, Sid.
On
Yeah, this is
Wikipedia, not on,
Wikipedia.
not on metal injection.
Yeah.
On Wikipedia, just to be
Even
clear.
their journalistic efforts about things that are not journalistic
Yes.
are very rigorous.
The Metal Mofo's Wikipedia entry is pristine.
Won a Pulitzer and a Peabody.
Like it even has, I can't believe in August 2006, Metal Injection launched the first ever 24-hour broadband network for extreme music overdose. It was just like, it was a page on our site with on-demand video, but like that's how it. Oh wow! It like found some old blabbermouth article with our press release, and it cited like someone did a lot of research here. Whoever this admin on Wiki is. That did all this work. I guess you could go in and see who edited these, but
Yeah, do it.
Pepe Gotla.
Is it definitely an admin or can it be a metal injection?
it could be anybody. Yeah, it could be a
Yeah. Go and
fan.
look.
But I guess an admin would. I don't know how to do it though. But,
No.
Thank
No,
you.
you can
Bless-
edit it as long as you just have an account. Anyone can edit it.
Yeah,
The
anyone can
admin-
edit
The admins go in and take out the frivolous edits.
Rob, can you go into the metal injection Wikipedia page and just edit every mention of your name into all caps? Just give yourself that teeny tiny little boost.
I like that.
Well, can you change all mentions of yourself to Robert Pazzabini
Yes,
Or
and all
whatever,
Frank
yeah.
Godlin and Pepe.
and name your account Frankie Palmieri?
Is that beef mentioned in the entry?
Oh yeah.
And that,
Oh
and you'll
yeah,
put us in
no
a song?
such. Yeah, nothing about that. Nothing about the red cord.
Is there a controversy section on there?
Yeah.
No, there's a recognition section though, which is very
Oh,
nice.
You must love that. Where's your hand?
Yeah.
Are they below the console? I can't
They're right here.
pick
They're
them.
right
Oh,
here.
okay.
What's in the recognition?
Oh, we won a Beyond the Blog award at the MTV Online Music Awards, which I actually
Oh,
have. on
yeah, we got
display.
that. That was didn't Sean hook that up?
I mean, it was voter based. He didn't hook
Don't
it. Like,
admit
he,
it on the air.
he suggested it, but they did. There was a moderation. It's not like he just squeezed us in there. They had to
There was
decide.
mean-
it was a nomination process.
Yeah, like all
like in the US.
all the online editors were able to submit. Outlets and.
Do you
stuff
remember
for-
who you beat out?
I don't remember who I beat out. Let's see if this.
Noah Avior.
Oh, no, that's who he beats up.
Oh. Well,
Or are
not
we not
anymore.
supposed
She
to
got
say
away
that?
across
Yeah.
the country.
No, it just has the winners, but it doesn't say
Oh.
who else was nominated in the
So maybe
category.
it's
But I think
nobody.
Nardwar was one of the nominees.
Oh, he's a big deal.
Yeah, I remember him, and we were neck and neck.
Really? Literally?
He had all of Canada on his side, and you still beat him. That's pretty impressive.
It's true.
How about Yulia? Is she in there?
Metal
No, I don't
Sanas.
think. I don't think they were nominated.
What was that? What was the porn star? Was it Jasmine St. Clair?
Oh,
Who
yeah.
was doing metal content for a while?
I think she has a podcast still.
Still about
Yeah,
metal?
Yeah, I think she interviews metal people.
Oh, my goodness.
Squared Circle Clit? Is that her podcast?
Check out Squared Circle Clit with my guest, Nina Hartley,
Oh my god.
talking about her favorite metal band.
Yeah. That would be an interesting take on what
Yes.
you do, Rob.
Right. She has metal musicians talking about their favorite porn scenes.
Yes.
And porn stars talking about their favorite metal bands.
Rob, can you somehow get in on that? Can you make that a thing?
I can. I think I don't know. I'm not going to say. Never mind.
Oh
No.
shit. Were you about to break news?
Something coming down the pipe.
No, well, I guess I could say I'm trademarking Squared Circle Pit, and it's like it takes forever, but it's about to finally go through.
You should get Clit too, just in case.
Yeah.
I'm saying, well, now I would sue such a outlet for confusion in the marketplace.
Well, wasn't there another podcast called Squared Circle Pit at some point? Is that still on?
Yeah, but there is, but I still predated it, and they never filed any trademarks or anything.
So
like
you
that.
could sue them now.
Yeah, I could send them a cease and desist.
Are you
I gotta
going?
hear this. Let's hear this podcast.
I don't even know. Sid, you found it somehow. I forget. Like
I
it
remember
was
this.
before I started registering the domains and everything, because everything was on Metal Injection prior, and I didn't host it independently, and so then I guess it was easy to find this other one. I never even actually listened to it.
Imagine it's just yours, but with different branding,
Ah!
different graphics.
Or maybe
Really
it's just Rob's show, but someone rereads all the words in their own
He
voice.
does a listen along and critiques.
Is it Mark B doing it?
Oh
Is
my
that
god!
possible? He does a podcast. Believe
He
it
does
or not.
a wrestling
Yeah,
one.
a wrestling podcast.
How have you guys not appeared on that? Come on, there's got to be an epic crossover to happen.
I wasn't asked.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my invitation.
I
do
would do
interact
it.
with him on Facebook, his primary outlet of posting, which tells you the demographic of the audience. But it's so funny because I'm just like he just hates everything, and he's completely inconsistent in why he hates certain things. Like he doesn't. You know, he shits on one style, so you assume, oh, he must like this other style, but then he's shitting on that style as well.
Of wrestling, you mean?
Of wrestling, yes. And so it's just very funny to hear what his complaints are, and then also sometimes he offers suggestions on what they should do, and it's literally like a 7-year-old's idea of what should happen, because it's just like if you take 2 seconds to think of the behind the scenes logistics, like, oh, this could never happen. Like this doesn't make sense. Like, why would you suggest this? And it is sad. It seems cool.
Go to hell.
Take that, Rob. He's gonna go and edit that metal injection Wikipedia.
Don't go online.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said that.
It's
You're
okay. Go
talking.
ahead. Play it again.
Be a man. Throw a set of balls. Don't go online.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off.
It's for that. It's
It-
okay.
It's so funny because, like, he hates AEW, which I assumed he would like because it's not WWE, and for the longest time, it's very easy to shit on WWE. Now WWE is actually, I would say, getting watchable, and like they've kind of corrected a lot of the criticisms that longtime fans threw their way for like 20 years.
Myself
Also,
included. I agree with
also because Vince is gone. But what's so funny is now he's shitting on WWE too. He's like, oh, the main event program is boring. The top guys are boring. And so he just posted something about worst SmackDown ever. And by the way, like, this is how he talks. He talks in absolutes. Everything is the worst ever. It can't be another bad SmackDown. It's no, this is the worst one I've ever seen. You know? And so I message it. I leave a comment, and this is hot. This is from the last hour.
Ooh.
I leave a comment. Is there anything in wrestling you're enjoying right now? Like you hate everything I'm seeing.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear the answer.
And he writes, I was enjoying Liv versus Rhea Ripley, which is the main, or like the second big storyline in WWE, which is a kind of love triangle. It's a feud between two women, and one of the women is trying to court the boyfriend of this like dominatrix type character.
Okay.
Like a modern China.
But that's also misuse because she's very feminine. Like they did China with a beautiful large woman.
Okay. Yeah, like a very attractive goth muscle woman, and then she's feuding with this tiny blonde kind of like Barbie-esque princess who's trying to steal her man.
Okay.
And then and the story concluded at SummerSlam where the guy decides to leave the goth dominatrix to go for this blonde Barbie type, and he goes, they fucked it up. But it's like they felt like this is where they were hinting, this is where the story, if you were watching the story, you're like, oh, they're gonna end up like the Rhea, the China-esque character, is gonna end up the odd woman out here, just from basic logic of storytelling. Like, and so he's saying they fucked it up. He goes, WWE needs to stop repeating the failures of WCW. I'm going to ask him, I'm like, how did they fuck it up?
Just send him the StreamYard link, Rob. Let's get him on the show right now.
I mean, it's shocking to me that he hasn't been on the show yet. We started talking about him like 10, 12 years ago. Get him on. He clearly craves like attention from like an audience, you know?
Maybe he's the next Squared Circle pit guest once that copyright goes through.
Yeah. He definitely likes metal.
Yeah.
Although the most basic metal possible.
He likes hard rock, I would say.
He likes Metallica, though.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler asked, did he post RIP a legend to Kevin Sullivan? Did Kevin Sullivan die?
Yeah, Kevin Sullivan died last night.
I didn't know that. Shit. I missed that.
Yes, RIP the Taskmaster. Wow. He's been sick. It's kind of a fucked up situation because he is, by all accounts, he was pretty well off. You know, he was not anywhere near broke. He was a millionaire. And he had insurance. And then he got this fucking crazy cancer. And it was so bad that he wiped out his insurance. And they stopped funding it. And then he had to have a GoFundMe to help cover costs. And again, this is somebody who is not poor, had insurance. And even then...
Jesus.
The health industry completely wiped him out.
That's terrible.
Very sad.
I mean, he's not the best person in the world.
No, it's just a human element. It's the same way I felt about Joe Biden, watching him stumble and bumble. Like, you know, the fact that he's a war criminal, it doesn't take away that feeling you get when you see that, you know?
Yeah.
He did pay tribute to Kevin Sullivan. He says, R.I.P.
Joe Biden did?
Oh, no. Mark B.
Yeah, but he thought he was talking about Bobo Brazil, though.
Other than that, I'm alerted that USA versus Brazil gold medal game 11 a.m. I guess that's happening right now. And Lilo and Stitch back in theaters summer 2025. Thanks, Mark.
USA Brazil gold medal game in what?
I don't know. Soccer?
That you'd have to look up.
I can't imagine US unless it's the women. Can't imagine USA is in any kind of gold medal game for soccer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know the men's basketball is at 3:30.
Ask him. Rob, you should just, as a prank, just respond to literally everything he posts for like 24 hours.
That's true, because then also it would bump him up in my algorithm to then show me every post he makes, because he clearly shares a lot of old wrestling stuff. Like we're talking about, what does he like? He likes the wrestling from his youth. That's all he's sharing.
An 8-year period where he did nothing but watch wrestling.
Yeah.
When his life was way, way better.
Dusty wants to know what his thoughts are on Olympic breakdancing.
Oh my God. Did you see that?
I haven't watched any of it.
I haven't. I want to watch the thing. I've only seen the one clip that's gone viral of the Australian breakdancer who is not a very good breakdancer.
Oh, that was Australia. I didn't realize the
Yes.
country. The trifecta of Australian people on the show today.
Well, so what I heard is that apparently, like the way that this person got in is that
He
the
picked the
breakdancing.
lock on the handcuffs of the sleeping cop next to him, and
Well, I think it's a
Wham
woman
to
that.
France.
This was the.
Yeah, because there's no way that's a real breakdancer.
No, this is that's just, but this was breaking was a late addition to the Olympics. I guess what they were trying to get ballroom into the Olympics as a sport, and the Olympic Committee did not allow it. And at the very last minute, they accepted breakdancing as a sport. And then they had to have last minute trials. And I guess in Australia, this woman just knew the people and she was helping out with it. And so just by sheer process of availability.
that's a Disney movie. Homer Simpson
Yes.
spinning on the floor celebration in one of the early Simpsons episodes.
I mean, even that was better.
Is that person standing there like another participant waiting to go? Like, what are they battling? Or is it like...
That might be a
was
ref.
that was that the ref?
No, it looked like a dude wearing breakdance clothing. And
But
also,
maybe it's just because it's such a cool sport. Even the refs are in a cool outfit.
but the score bug had two countries, so I feel like they're going against each other in pairs. And then because at the end she does that thing, that they do.
Yeah.
So maybe you got to beat like them in a breakdance battle.
It's maybe.
Can you go back and play that so we could try to parse that out? See if I'm wrong. What you just played.
Yes. I
'Cause
was
look,
trying to find some context. So her name is Ray Gun, which is a pretty killer name for an Olympic athlete.
Another one is named Sissy.
I don't even know if any of what we just saw actually counts as breakdancing.
Yeah, I mean, there's
would
a few little things in there that she almost doesn't move and then falls over.
I think it's more like child having a tantrum at the aisles of a Toys R Us.
Yeah. Extreme spasming at the 2024 Olympics.
That's what Rob gives his grinder hookups.
Yeah. This was a Democracy Manifest guy after they gave him the wine in his IV.
Oh
My specialty is style and creativity, says Ray Gun, not dynamics or power moves like many other dancers.
That's good. Got a whole
Right?
philosophy.
Let's see.
Do you know? Apparently, from what I heard, that the DJ controls the songs that are played, not the dancer.
Oh, that's the first.
That makes sense.
Well,
like you have to respond to the. Well, it's different in ice skating. You're doing a
you have like
choreographed
a routine.
routine. Here, I guess it's like you're responding to the music.
Why isn't this a routine?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. That's why it looks so shitty, because they're all figuring it out as they go for some reason.
Has there been footage of anyone good doing this? Or just that?
There's got to be.
She holds a PhD in cultural studies and a bachelor's in contemporary music.
PhD in cultural appropriation.
She didn't study that well. I see that you don't know your windmill well.
Oh, man.
Also, where's the fucking cardboard laid out on the floor for them
That's
to
true.
dance on?
Well,
It's very
Olympics.
Well, I guess the floor itself is like
No, it's got to be cardboard. It's got to be the true way. It's bullshit.
It's also like, it's something where somebody would probably all geared up to be like, this is cultural appropriation, and they watch and they're like, this is just so stupid. I can't even.
I don't know what culture this is.
I can't even say it. It's just so dumb. Winning people over, see, to get rid of the hostility.
It's just adorable that, breakdancing has finally gone mainstream 35 years after anyone cool gave a shit about it.
Right.
I remember when I was in high school, 96, there was a breakdancing revival. And even then it was like four hippies that listened to like Dave Matthews Band that also like Run DMC. And it was like, I remember even during this revival, everyone was kind of just like, okay, buddy, you enjoy that, And that was now 25 years ago or 30 years ago almost.
Run Dave Matthews Click. That's what the team says. I remember it used to be like theater kids that used to be into breakdancing when I was probably in my 20s.
It was all white people, yeah.
Yeah, it was like you see theater kids like breakdancing in front of Morrow High School or whatever.
Rob, finger pointed directly at you.
Well, it wasn't me, I'm saying, but yeah, there were people in my school that had they were doing the revival, and everyone was like, "All right, sure, you enjoy that." Walking around them in the hallways, breaking.
It's the only true American art form.
And sport. Yeah. Sport now.
I'm guessing this will not be part of the 2028 games.
Currently not yet a part of it.
Yeah.
That woman definitely won't be a part of it. I'm going to make sure she don't get on the plane this time.
No, she'll be one of the judges next time.
A veteran.
She's elevated to the next level.
Some level.
But yeah, I've been really enjoying the weird kind of, not weird, but like, the less mainstream sports. Rugby, water polo. Rugby is really cool. Rugby is just soccer with hands.
Yeah.
It's like soccer and football together.
I used to watch rugby. They used to have rugby on PBS, believe it or not, ages ago.
Wow.
Like, I guess it was on Saturday afternoon when I was a kid. And I didn't know anything about the rules. I picked it up kind of as I went along. And then it came back in the early 2000s. It was on Fox Sports all the time. Like whenever there was no local game, there'd be Fox Sports would have rugby like all Saturday morning. And it was cool. It was that guy. Remember that guy, Jonah Lomu? People know him because he was he kind of like was like the Jordan of that era. So like even people who didn't know rugby kind of knew him. Like it's a really big dude. I think he passed away recently from New Zealand. Huge guy.
He might be Rob's type.
Yeah. Go look up Jonah Lomu. See if you like Jonah Lomu. He's from the New Zealand All Blacks.
Oh, definitely Rob's type. By the way, Shifty Shortcake in the chat says, how did America not win gold in every shooting event? You have more practice than the rest of us combined. Yes, but we don't aim. We just fire indiscriminately here.
And also they're shooting at these little target things. It has to be a live person.
Yeah, exactly. A live child. Mm-hmm. And we would literally kill at that event.
Yeah.
Rob, do you have a picture of this strapping gentleman?
This is a younger man. I could get into him.
There he is.
Hello.
It's a teeny tiny picture.
Yeah, I don't know why that.
Oh, that's a sexy pose.
Here we go.
There you go.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah,
the older version. Older version not as attractive, but younger version. Let's go.
Where's the older version?
He puffed up a little. If the top right picture. No, that one, the fifth one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He passed away, sadly.
Oh.
I think he's 40. He was like 40 when he died.
Damn.
Yeah, so rugby, it's cool. And I like that all the sports, basically, it's just, soccer rules, just a little different.
Like
with
water
rugby.
Polo.
Water polo is just soccer in the water. It's insane. I was watching.
Water polo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be soccer.
Well, I mean, but yes.
Getting into a goal, though. Back and forth.
Yeah, you're just throwing it into a goal.
Maybe
There's
lacrosse,
offsides.
but in the water?
Oh, okay, yeah. Lacrosse I haven't watched. But
water polo, I don't even know.
Water polo is intense. You got to be doing swimming with the ball and then doing defense. And then the defenders, when the possession changes from one team to the other, you go from offense to defense. You start backstroking while playing defense.
You got to get down the court really quick.
Yeah, getting it down the court.
Can you,
Rob,
get into an amateur water polo league? This seems.
I would love to try it. It seems so fun, but so intense where it's not. I wouldn't want to commit to a whole season. But I'd want to just play one game. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's asked you to do a whole season yet.
Where can one play water polo in New York?
There's gotta be. There's gotta be places.
I'll look. But it looks very, very fun.
You have the build for it for sure.
Yeah, there was a guy that went viral on the one of the. Let me see. I tweeted about it where it was like, "Oh, I could do this. This is my build. I can make it."
Yeah.
In general, the water polo guys look to be in ridiculous shape. Like they have the athletic swimmers build going for them.
But thicker.
Well, but
Not all of them are this.
I'm sorry. Let me know if you find out the league because I'll officiate it. Because the
Ooh.
referees don't stand in the water. The referees
Look at
stand on the side of the pool.
Look at these
Look at
chunky boys.
this is me.
No.
Croatian water polo guy.
You have much bigger pecs.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's a schlump.
It seems very fun. It seems very, very fun.
Darren, would that not be a conflict of interest if you were refereeing Rob's water polo match? You guys would have to pretend not to know each other.
I would go out of my way to project impartiality.
Oh,
I know.
What happens when inevitably in the middle of the match, police show up and arrest you, Darren, because you're hanging out with Rob?
Then I would say, "Rich, you ready to receive my limp penis?"
Oh, so the craziest thing too is they would have this underwater camera, and some of the defense plays are borderline sexual assault. Like the defender grabs the trunks of one of the opposite team members and is like giving him a wedgie essentially. And they were showing this, and the commentator's like, the ref is deeming this as legal play. I'm like,
so it's not really like they're just leniently calling the game.
Yeah. But they were getting a little dirty.
Oh wow, they're letting it go.
But they never pants each other. There's no.
I think that's a disqualification. I would imagine.
That's when the underwater cam cuts off for NBC.
That's only for Peacock.
Also, though, I don't know if this rule is in soccer, but it is in hockey. They have hockey rules where if you commit a foul, you get taken out of the game, and then the other team has the one-man advantage.
Yeah, the power play.
The power play. So that's in soccer as well? I'm not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So
if you get a red card, I know you get tossed out of the game for like a disqualification. You have to play down.
Oh, you don't get to replace that player?
No, if they're hurt, you get to replace them. But if you
okay. So but I thought that was a very interesting because then they had the strategy of the goalie comes out and plays plays a position in the back so he can get back to his goal, and they didn't get back in time, and the other team got an easy goal because of the power play, and so it's just like, oh, there's all these rules that really add an excitement to it. I'm surprised it doesn't translate to American sports. It seems like, I guess it's just hockey, but slower.
Speaking of American sports, Deuterino in the chat just said his wife was on the women's 2-on-2 beach volleyball team in Rio. Your wife is an Olympian, Deuterino? Really? That seems crazy.
His wife, Dusty Rose Muffler, was saying that he's a fan of the beach volleyball.
A little underwhelming compared to what Deuterino just said.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. So she she got a free trip to Rio?
Did they win? To Rio, the wrestler?
Rio.
Oh. Did she win? Don't leave us hanging here.
Yeah, we got to Google this. Deuterino, put a link in the chat of her Olympian profile or whatever. Because that's fucking crazy.
Did he go with her?
I don't think he knew her at that point.
Oh.
That was 8 years ago?
Lost to Brazil, Deuterino writes.
No, they know their beaches.
At least it was the home country.
And really, honestly, the people watching at these Olympics, these physiques on these athletes, men and women, it's just incredible. Incredible looking at, the top athletes in each field.
I thought you were the top.
And how...
Except for the Croatian water polo team.
And how wonderful they
all
look.
relative.
No, all the running athletes, and they're wearing very, very skimpy, tight clothing. Bless their
sound
hearts.
like you're really enjoying the Olympics, Rob.
I don't think I've been this into it since I was a kid. In my adult life, this is the most I've been into it, and all because it's on demand. I'm never watching. The only thing I watched live was yesterday. Sid was telling me that the U.S. was facing Serbia and losing, cool. So I tuned into that for a little bit, which was really fun. Otherwise, I've just been watching a lot of stuff on Peacock, the clips they have on demand, and they have a really cool interface. You could just go by sport. So I go and I find the sport that I would, never watch otherwise, like water polo or the rugby, and I just put it on for a few minutes. It's a great way to kill half an hour.
I really like any kind of entertainment that is so large that it's like a smorgasbord of different things that you can enjoy. That's why I used to love the Jerry Lewis telethon. You could go away.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You could go away, get a sandwich, come back, and there's a whole new act on, and it's like it's just there for you. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just
it's very comforting. It's like old school broadcasting. That's what I think that's what I'm drawn to as well. And like, oh, and here's Snoop Dogg just randomly in the crowd for this one running competition. Yeah, I really like that. They have some cool views. They were going a little overboard. There's this one view where you could watch 4 live sports happening at once. Like,
it's like the Red Zone channel, but for the Olympics. What do they call it? The Gold Zone or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and you basically,
and it's the guy who hosted the Red Zone channel on DirecTV for football. It's the same dude.
Oh, I see. It's interesting. It's like I could only watch that for like a minute or two. But no, there's the Gold Zone, what you're talking about. But then there's this other one where it's just 4 live streams going on at once, and you could scroll, like you select which one you listen to the commentary of. But you're watching all 4. You're watching like the basketball, running.
But you can't pick what the 4 streams are. It's just the ones they pre-select. Correct. You just pick the audio. Okay.
Yes. But and then there's the Gold Zone where it's the guy narrating through all of it. And then there's just a stream where they only show America's gold medal wins.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I'm sure every country does that, or that has ability to do that.
That has enough gold medal wins to.
I guess just China.
Yeah.
Ivory Coast isn't narrating all the medal wins.
Is that the top 2, America and China?
Yes, America just crossed 100 overall medals won.
And Australia is a 3rd, aren't they?
Oh, really?
I think France. Yesterday was France that was in 3rd.
The home country always gets a boost. It seems that's why they're in the basketball final.
Oh, is that so?
I mean, the calls tend to go their way in their games.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't expected to make it to the gold medal game, but they are in it in both men's and women's basketball.
Oh,
both are USA versus.
So they're guaranteed at least the silver, right? If they lose, right? That's cool.
How do you not? Oh, okay. Never mind. I was just thinking the same thing about the G1 climax of New Japan. How there's just so much shit, and you can just like sort of pick up anywhere, and there's something going on. And then I realized that it's been 4 years since they were postponed by the Olympics, which is crazy. That feels like it just happened.
3 years. Well, it was 3 years because it didn't happen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the Olympics were in 2021 because of COVID.
But weren't they already in 2020 going to be like pushed back?
They were pushed back both years.
They were scheduled to do it in September, October, or whatever. And then it just didn't happen. Yeah.
I've been watching the G1 this year. I've kind of fallen out of New Japan.
You miss the old Japan?
I just don't have time.
He misses the old Japan.
Oh, damn it!
No, I've been watching some All Japan actually.
It's great. It's a golden age.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling out right now, so I just I've been watching. I want to watch Takeshita versus El Phantasmo. I heard that was a good match. That's kind of, if people rave about these matches, then I'll watch them, and then I tune into the finals, kind of.
They have semifinals and finals now. It used to be
right.
2 blocks, 2 winners like the World Series in the old days, and then that was it. Now they have like 4 blocks, and they have a semifinal round, which is, I think, an improvement.
Yeah. I am a casual New Japan follower now, Sid. Yes, the reason is because all the people that I loved in New Japan got recruited to AEW.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives me less incentive to watch because I'm already seeing all the guys I want to see.
I guess that's all right then.
But I will always support them, New Japan. I love their branding. I still wear their merch proudly.
It's just the worst broadcast, though. It's just so bad. It's so badly done. The graphics are horrible. They don't explain anything. You're doing like a tournament with a point system, and they're like emulating the World Cup and all that. And they never put on the screen the graphics, except like at the end of the entire broadcast. They show where everyone stands. During the matches, they never put a graphic up. Like, this is where the guys are ranked.
So is this all booked though? They're like, they know the outcomes and like who's going to win the tournament in advance, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
It would be so easy to whip up graphics because you know where everyone's going to be at the end of any match.
Yeah.
They just don't do it. They don't do anything. They never do on any New Japan show. The graphics are horrible. They don't show the guy's name.
Also, they're in Japanese. They're not in.
There's
they don't
not an
translate.
American feed or anything.
There's an American
is.
feed for commentary, and I don't get why they don't also include subtitles for their promos and stuff. Like they do very cinematic promos. I just can't understand what
Weird.
they're saying, which is so weird. When they do shows in America, though, they'll do those same cinematic promos, but those will have captions. But if the show's in Japan, no caption. I don't.
And also the announcer feed for the USA is like two guys doing a watch along, basically. So it feels like they're watching something else. Like
So they're not actually there.
Now they are.
They are
Oh.
there, yeah. But even when now that they're there, it doesn't feel like any more integrated. It feels like they're watching something and doing a watch along of it. Is the best way to put it. Yeah, right, Rob.
I'm okay.
It's grooving over there.
But yeah, talking a little New Japan.
The
nice.
Nuge.
But yeah,
no.
Olympics are over this weekend. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And remember we were talking about who would perform at the LA ones, and we joked about Red Hot Chili Peppers. Apparently they're performing at the closing ceremony of the Paris Olympics.
Oh God.
So they're
wait.
ahead of the fucking curve on that.
Well, they're going to
shit.
be 65 when they get to the next Olympics.
They're probably
so
already 65, no?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to pick the number out of thin air.
Let's see.
They're old.
Anthony
61,
Kiedis is
Anthony
61. So wow, you're exactly right. They
Wow.
would be 60.
What about Flea? How old is he?
Flea is also 61. Chad is 62.
Wow.
They will quite literally be senior citizens.
How about John Frushka Canty?
Is he in the band currently? I don't
I don't
remember
know.
who their guitarist is now. Might be.
And geez, this is his girlfriend. This is Anthony Kiedis' girlfriend.
No,
Oh,
that's a child.
That's his
Stop it.
niece. Come on. That's his niece.
That's not. What is wrong with her? Why would
Look
she
at-
want to be?
Look
with
at
him?
that caption. Did you see that? It's
What is it?
Go back, Rob, please. This man ages like wine. That's
Excuse me, like the wine they put in fucking Jack Carlson's IV.
yeah. What? Looks like horrible.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on
Hey.
the guy. He's 61, but don't tell me he ages like wine, though.
The model
Yeah.
Amy Murdoch. So let's see how old she is.
Amy McMurdo.
He looks like Mo from
Oh,
the
McMurdo.
fucking Three Stooges, with a
yeah.
mustache.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Another Three Stooges reference. Maybe he's gonna do the breakdancing event at the Olympics.
Oh my god, he would totally do that if you
Yeah.
let him. Him
Ah.
and Flea both.
Come here, you. Why you?
No age for her. But geez, Louise.
Yeah, come on.
Ugh,
Why? Why is she with him? I mean,
free trip to Paris.
yeah, but she's fucking. She could get anybody. I don't need to get a 61-year-old celebrity.
He has
I
a big
sup-
penis.
He'll die sooner, and she gets the money quicker.
Fair enough. Maybe that's on the list of possibilities.
Yeah.
I think also just women mature a little faster than men, and they're not into guys their age because they find them to be immature. So
Oh,
they
but
seek out-
Anthony Kiedis is the paragon of
well,
maturity.
well, yeah, like this is it. Well, if you think about it, he's probably for a 61-year-old, he probably behaves like a 30-year-old. So it's right in line with the level of maturity that she wants.
I don't know. There's a wide gulf between of older men between her and him that you could choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Rob, you're in that gulf.
Go for it.
Rescue that woman. He's thinking about it, Darren.
I'm not into
No.
Amy. I'm
Not
sorry.
into that kind of sharing.
How about young Anthony Kiedis before he looked like Mo Howard?
Oh, absolutely. I was really into Anthony Kiedis. I mean, like, even though he doesn't look too bad, but little,
hair,
More or
like-
less than Dave Navarro.
Oh, come on. He's the pinnacle of manliness.
as a kid, I was more into Anthony Kiedis, but I
Wow.
definitely found Dave Navarro attractive for sure. Yeah, I remember like when that scar tissue video came out, I was like, hello, Anthony.
I knew a guy
The
who I
bleached hair.
always suspected was gay, who used to insist he wasn't gay, but kept raving about how attractive Dave Navarro was, and he was always start with like, "I'm not gay, but wow, the guy's so good looking." And then he came out as gay eventually.
I remember there was like something on MTV where like a guy, I forget what it was, but it was like a confessional where a guy said basically like, I consider myself straight, but if I ever ran into Henry Rollins in a back alley, I'd let him do whatever he wants to be or something like that.
Good, handsome man, but like, that's the guy that makes you want to turn gay. I don't know.
I think that was Sean Grazines that said that, no?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the aesthetic.
It's just hero worship.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone just meant so much to your formative years that you'd let them do whatever they want as a returning the favor.
Man, I listened to one of those Rollins like stand-up things that he did, or I guess spoken
word. Yeah, because it's not funny enough to be stand-up, so we'll call it spoken word.
It's just exudes Sean. It's like Sean doing stand-up, basically. Although Sean's funnier, but like
I mean, in some ways, yes. In some way, like Henry Rollins, I guess for me, it's like it's just surprising that Henry Rollins would be any level of funny.
Yeah.
And that the novelty of that brooding, angry, dark guy being lighthearted in any way is just
it's true.
Carries his performances most of the way.
I do remember the hilarious bit he did about when he broke his arm and he's left-handed and he broke his left arm and he had to jerk off with his right hand. And it felt like an old man doing it. And then I guess someone walked in and caught him. The nurse caught him jerking off in the hospital bed. Just a very good bit, that part. If you can find that.
That's like, I can't even imagine that he would do something like that. I feel like the Henry Rollins persona would think that that's just a waste of time and energy. Masturbation. You could be writing a song. You could be writing a poem.
Good point. I remember he was once interviewed by Jeff Garlin of all people.
Okay.
And he talked about how he doesn't wait for the water to heat up in a shower. He'll just start showering right away.
It's a real
and that always stuck with me. Yeah, well, because he's like, well, I've hung out in a lot of third world countries and you don't have the luxury of hot water there, so I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah, but you're not there now.
Just like, what?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Garland was like the voice of the people. Like, you're crazy. You're insane. Now, excuse me while I sexually harass this production assistant.
It happened during the interview.
During the interview, he just started groping.
I can't wait. I got to do it now.
I don't think Garland's a groper. Isn't it more just like inappropriate jokes and stuff he was accused of?
And maybe being very mean to people like Ellen also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was like he was just intolerably cruel for no reason to people.
Huh. On the
person,
right?
Like if the person didn't do something, like, get the fuck out of here. Go away. You're useless. That type of stuff.
Yeah. His podcast was good, though. He stopped doing that a long time ago. But it was the episode of Jeff Garland's podcast with Larry David is like one of the all-time great interviews by anyone of anyone I've ever heard in my life. Wow. It was so good.
He's definitely talented.
But yeah, I think now Larry David is probably the only person that would employ him, and that I apparently has run dry. So I don't know what Jeff Garland is up to anymore.
Well, he made his money.
Yeah, he's
fine.
And I'm sure he still does stand-up. Gets booked for that. So I don't know that his stand-up was ever that funny.
Not familiar.
Yeah. Whoa.
I have my mic all the way up. Sorry.
That's like 60% of Jeff Garland's stand-up is just him burping.
Wow, did you hear that?
He just had a chicken parm and he feels like a pig.
Yeah. He should be when they do a off-canon Sopranos reboot, and it's like in the future if Tony Soprano lived to 70, he should play Tony Soprano.
You don't think Bobby Bacala? He could actually pass for a lot of Sopranos. Yeah. Like if they did a Jewish Sopranos, Jeff Garland would be like the entire cast.
Wasn't Big that the Pussy? Goldbergs?
He looks sort of like Big Pussy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy.
Well, he's just a big fat guy. I mean, that's a lot of Sopranos.
Well, could he play Bubba the Love Sponge in the Hulk Hogan movie?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's true. Josh Gad will be the young Bubba the Love Sponge, and he'll be the old Bubba the Love. When they do flashbacks.
Maybe it's from the perspective of Bubba and his wife, and it's their story. And so we see young Bubba meeting the wife, and then old Bubba asking the wife to fuck Hulk Hogan as a favor. Wow.
And
I'm
Jasmine
very
St.
excited.
Clair is going to play Bubba the Love Sponge's wife and then
Oh,
talk about it on Squared Circle Clit.
I like how your cat popped up when Squirt Circle Clit was mentioned. Like, what? My favorite podcast.
She has another podcast coming out called Clitty Litter.
That's got to be a thing, right?
I don't know. Look it up.
It could be like the name of a lesbian bar.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, speaking of a lesbian bar, a few weeks ago we
Uh-oh.
talked about this new Broadway 2-woman show, which is like called like NA or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because it's for Nancy and
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh my God, Rob.
But it's really for Narcotics Anonymous because
Yeah.
you go on drugs when you leave the theater because it's so bad.
Well, I want to. So there's like a trailer or a commercial or something that surfaced from it, and Nancy Pelosi is played by somebody notable. What's her name? This woman who plays.
Is it Allison Janney or someone?
No, it's the one who's married to.
Ruth Holland Taylor.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Yes.
Her name is Ruth on that old show. That's why I keep saying Ruth.
So here's the clip.
Oh boy.
The youngest woman ever elected.
Me?
Well, it's certainly not me.
The lipstick, it's all day liquid, color basal. Honestly, I think she's as surprised as anyone by all this.
A mother cannot be surprised. She can only be pleased or disappointed. When I first got here in '87, the men had a rule: skirts only.
Wait, are you serious?
Don't worry, we took care of it for you. No one is going to give you power. You've got to seize it. I keep my eye on the prize.
One more seat than the other guys.
That's the ball game.
So what about justice? You are complicit in a system that is rotten to the core.
We're legislators. That's the job. Check your LinkedIn. Leave it better than you found it.
Oh boy.
Man, just from this trailer, I'm out.
That's the best 90 seconds I could come up with from this.
Through September 1st
The
only. We
youngest
better hurry
woman
up.
The only thing I can say that's positive about this is that they really look like the people they're playing.
The AOC lady for sure looks a lot like her. Holland Taylor, I don't know how much she looks like Pelosi. They didn't
Yeah,
put
this is
a
a
wig
very
on her.
flattering Pelosi.
She's a cleaned up Pelosi. Like Pelosi 10 years ago, probably before.
Even that, like, she doesn't sound like she's not really trying to do an impression. She's just herself reading the lines.
Yeah.
I think they were just like, we need somebody like famous to play this, and we'll worry about the rest later.
Oh, imagine who's gonna sit through this. Like, how long is this? Like 90 minutes or something?
I bet twice that somehow.
How could you like opt into that?
Let's see.
Randy
Can
Rainbow,
stuff it.
front row, opening night.
Oh, well, yeah. He's probably the director.
Should I read the New York Post review?
Oh
of
my
it?
God.
Oh,
The
yeah.
show
Well,
has-
wait. Read the Times review and the Post review. They're probably 180
let's
degrees
see.
opposite.
Well, in the trailer we saw, there's a Wall Street Journal blurb that's positive.
They're kind of. Oh,
I don't
that
know.
might be similar to the Post.
You'd think, right? Yeah.
I want to hear the glowing
okay,
one. That'll make
So
me
here's the
madder.
New York Times first. By the way, the show is 80 minutes, no intermission.
Oh,
No.
okay. That's all right. That's not
No.
as brutal as I thought.
Yes, that's true. But I still, the first thing is just I just pictured 80 minutes of this, and it didn't help.
No, yeah. I mean, any amount is bad, but 80 is better than 120.
You're right. You're right. It could have been worse.
I'm surprised there's no intermission though. Like Holland Taylor, you'd think would need to go to the bathroom at some point.
She's got a colostomy bag.
Oh my God.
Well, also, there's probably moments where AOC is on solo. That probably gives her plenty of time to run.
Could be. Or
Okay,
she does a
so
little call and response with the crowd to like Bohemian Rhapsody or something.
Imagine you hear like
She does a little
pooping sounds
breaking.
in the back while AOC is talking.
Maybe-
What was that? Truth and justice, justice and truth.
The perfect commentary.
So this is from reviewer Jesse Green for the New York Times. The publicity for NA has been careful to point out that despite all appearances, the N in the title is not Nancy Pelosi, and the A in the title is not Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Rather, the playwright Mario Correa argues in the program note that NA is about a battle of ideas and ideals, which are bigger than any one person or even two.
So what do the letters stand for?
Yeah,
Hold on. So the New York Times reviewer writes, I vote nay on that proposition.
I vote provolone nay.
The play's ideas and ideals are fine, and modestly, if repetitively, dramatized. But what makes this swift summer trifle so diverting is the embodiment of the women themselves. N and A are perfect incarnations of their congressional doppelgangers.
Soaking it.
The gimmick also gives the actresses tasty roles and a meaty conflict to sink their teeth into. Korea frames that conflict as ideological, not personal. In 5 scenes, starting with the 2018 midterms, when Democrats were in control of the House, and ending with the 2022 midterms, when they lose it, he broadly traces their seesawing power. At first, the seesaw is profoundly unbalanced. We meet A just after her surprise primary victory against the machine Democrat and N's hand-picked successor. In real life, that would be Joseph Crowley. Though still a savvy street fighter, A is awed and a little cowed by the Washington she discovers. So yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore, she tells her Instagram Live followers, invoking a surprising image of fragility. This review is putting me to sleep. Jesus. By then, N has been... Okay, let me get past the summary.
Last paragraph.
TLD.
Just give me a thrash it or trash it.
Yeah.
Now he's... Okay. A great comic actress, Taylor has long since proved she can deliver lines like
Oh, that's her line?
So he's complimenting the actresses. Then he goes, but because Korea's position paper version of the character is not verbally compelling as the real woman, he's talking about AOC, you tune out her repetitive rhetoric quite quickly. That means giving her a vivid physical life. And though
hasn't that happened in real life as well, to some degree?
It's because they're the same person now.
Today's house is very different.
NN.
Younger, more diverse, more divided than the one she presided over. Indeed, part of the reason NA so favors N may be valedictory. The playwright in his program note movingly thanks another House lioness, Constance A. Morella, a moderate Republican who served until 2003, and a Chilean immigrant, not yet a citizen, a job at 18. I don't know. So he doesn't really say if it's good or bad.
Sounded like he liked it.
Yeah.
He liked the actresses, but maybe not the script as much.
This is repetitive a lot.
He says, in any case, Korea is unable to keep the back and forth political debate from falling into a rust. Okay. All right, let's read the New York Post review. Don't come looking for juicy drama at NA. Thank you. Thank you, New York Post. Give it to us up top. The new play about Nancy Pelosi and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. By the way, if you haven't told, the New York Post leans heavily right.
Yes.
The behind closed doors scenes pitting the Speaker of the House against the upstart New York Congresswoman are more like Disney's Hall of Presidents, reverential and robotic, than brutal Capitol Hill. Sure, the two poles fight. AOC brashly threatens to vote against Pelosi for Speaker, and the D.C. veteran questions the feasibility of passing the divisive Green New Deal. They get into an annoying spat about who's more privileged. Man, you know what? I really trust this review. They're saying everything that I assumed.
Yeah.
But no moment is ever explosive. In fact, NA is almost a light comedy. Playwright Mario Correa turns Pelosi into a Don Rickles who delivers mean zinger after mean zinger about the then 30-year-old rep of the Bronx and Queens as if she's working the Catskills. I accidentally sat in the quiet car, chatterbox, AOC says. Coldly replies Pelosi, you must have been devastated. Oh! Yes, there are plenty of punchlines in NA, but Korea's play always pulls its punches. There's no critique, really, or insight into these famous women beyond what we already know. Instead of relatable humans, they're obvious ideological stand-ins. Pragmatism versus idealism. Youth versus experience. Moderate versus progressive. It's a whole lot of duh. We need to get this person on the
exactly
show.
what we expected.
Yeah, such is the peril of writing about living political figures that the writer plainly likes and admires. The show, directed to some extent by Diane Paulus, begins yada yada yada.
Wait, it said directed to some extent?
Yes.
Ouch. It's like, I guess she was the director. It said so in the playbill, but rough.
Someone standing there watching.
Okay, so this reviewer offers the joke at the beginning of the play that kind of explains how corny the rest of the play is, which is when AOC wins her thing,
her election,
yes,
her thing.
her thing. AOC's filming a social media video, and yells out "Jesus," and it is spooked by Nancy, who's next to her, tacking on Mary and Joseph. That's the baseline level of this material.
Aye.
The Pelosi character especially spouts off a litany of Democratic Party platitudes designed to make a Manhattan theater audience clap. In an attempt to make the dialogue rise above that of the campaign robocalls, Korea has the prickly pair find common ground about their mothers and later the violent events of January 6th. Yet, for the most part, the lines are so clumsy that even the playwright dings them. At one point, Pelosi rips AOC for speaking like a metaphor shower, and AOC says the speaker's remarks could be a bumper sticker. Both true.
Jesus Christ.
He says the two actresses are ideally cast in less than ideal circumstances.
So yeah, it's sort of like the Times where like the actresses are good, but the material.
Yeah.
The Times said the material was This is saying the material is garbage, which
we assumed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So that's that. But I Johnny Olensky. Oleksinski. I trust his reviews. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. He's like the Alan Sepinwall of Broadway.
Yeah.
All right.
So good to know that that's exactly what we expected. When our
oh no, he says the Paris Olympic opening ceremony was a boring, soaking wet mess. Oh,
at least was he offended at the blasphemy, or did he just was like, been there, done that? It's okay to say it's boring.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're not like morally outraged.
Well, anywho,
he just doesn't like Gojira. He likes more extreme stuff.
How can you not like Gojira?
He wanted Extreme Noise Terror to perform at the Olympics.
Well, they should have played their old material that Rob actually liked.
Yeah, that's right. Not the new weak shit. Right, Rob?
Well, they played they played a cover of a famous French song, but with their Gojira flair, which is good because they had the riffage that sounded like their old stuff. So I'm into it.
So it's in the style of their early material.
Yeah, you know.
That's good. Even they know. It's like Metallica don't play Saint Anger, you know.
Oh my God.
They've sprinkled it in.
I feel like they've sprinkled it in like as a spectacle.
During the anniversaries, especially, they would.
Right.
They played a few tracks.
But they don't play it habitually, like on tour everywhere they go or anything.
Mm-hmm.
They just play one song so Holland Taylor has time to get up and go to the bathroom. And then come back once that weak shit is done.
You got to be careful because Saint Anger might make you shit just on command, like the brown note.
Well, she's diapered. She's okay.
Can we read what that guy, Alan Olashinsky, said about the Saint Anger?
All right. Well, speaking of music, let's talk about our music picks.
Oh.
Every week, we each pick a song. We throw it on a Spotify playlist called the RIP Livecast Music Break. And you should check it out. It's 2 full days of music, 48 hours. And this week I picked a track from Myron. Longtime listeners of the show will know I'm a huge fan of Hugh Myron. And he just put out a new video game soundtrack for Aero GPX. And it's just a solid 45 minutes of soft shred, easy hard rock listening.
Is this an actual video game, or it's like
Yes.
a concept album for a made-up video game?
No, it's an actual video game.
For
it's
what
like
platforms?
A retro, I believe online. I mean, like a computer, a PC game, like a Steam. The game is Aero GPX. Let's see. Yeah, it's on Steam, which is like an app store for games that you could have on PC or Mac.
Thanks for explaining.
Sid didn't know.
No, I know.
He didn't
I don't
know.
use it, but I know what it is.
And Metallica made a song about this guy, right?
Myron?
Wherever you my road.
Yes. Very nice. But I love Myron as a musician and as a person. So
Any musicians whose name make you think that they're a dentist, I think that's a win. You go to Dr.
it's his
Myron,
alias.
Dr. Hugh
You can't-
Myron.
I can't give his real identity, but he's a fantastic musician, and I've been really enjoying this whole soundtrack. It's been a great thing to put on as a soundtrack to your life, like great background music to just walking around, running errands, cleaning your house, whatever you may do. So check it out. That's my pick. Sid, what did you pick?
Destroy Boys is a female-fronted punk rock band. I believe they're from Sacramento. And I'm always into the female-fronted punk rock. They have a new album out. And I saw posts yesterday with talking about one of the singles and calling it a feminist punk anthem. And I am a fan of those. This song is called You Hear Yes. And it's them plus people from Mannequin Pussy and people from the band Scowl. So it's sort of a super group track within an album by Destroy Boys. It's a very good angry feminist punk rock song. So that was my pick this week. The rare time that I am picking something brand new to put on the playlist. So don't get used to it. Darren, what's your pick?
I went on a long journey for this pick this week. Started out by showing a dating interest of mine, some old Rodney Dangerfield stand up, and then we somehow migrated to Rodney Dangerfield in the great movie Back to School, featuring Robert Downey Jr.
Rob does not like your pick. Darren, if Rob dies on the air, which one of us becomes first mic? Going for who inherits the throne?
Oh my God.
He's the guy that swims all the fucking time.
Of course, is it seltzer or water you're drinking?
Okay.
Somehow I have something stuck in my throat.
All right, you ready?
Sorry, go ahead, Darren. Dangerfield.
So we started watching some old Dangerfield clips. And then we wound up migrating to Back to School. And then we watched Back to School, which has Robert Downey Jr. in it. And
By the way, I love Back to School.
great movie. Wonderful. I mean, it's just Rodney Dangerfield
Classic.
clips with a loose excuse to have him doing stuff. But it's great. We're seeing him diving off a diving platform. Is
Darren,
great.
let me ask you a question about that movie really quickly, because I haven't seen it in a very long time. But I notice the MLB network, the cable channel for baseball, often just plays that movie. Is there a baseball connection in that movie? Like, why does MLB network play Back to School so often?
Don't know. I mean,
There's no baseball scenes or anything?
not that I remember, unless I slept through one of them.
Weird. Okay. So it's as confusing as I thought it was. Okay, go on. Sorry.
So he's in that. Robert Downey Jr. is in that. Then we watched Less Than Zero,
Okay.
which is another great. We just went lily pad to lily pad, and then we got onto Less Than Zero, the soundtrack, which has the great Going Back to Cali by LL Cool J, and then I remembered the B-side to that song is called Jack the Ripper, which was a diss of Kool Moe Dee.
Wow.
When LL Cool J was an up-and-coming rapper, and Kool Moe Dee got into a big diss war with him with like 3 or 4 records back and forth. And it's very funny, and he kind of rips Kool Moe Dee to shreds as an old fart in this song, but it's very good.
The original Kendrick Lamar Drake diss track.
Yeah, basically. But that's a lot more intense than this song.
Well, you could check out our Spotify. Plenty of great Jimmy Jams.
Is there anything produced by Jimmy Jam on our Spotify playlist? I don't know. Or Terry Lewis?
I've been listening to old Janet Jackson, really, and it's very good. Jimmy Jam is quite the producer.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. Him and Terry Lewis. I've been enjoying their stuff. And they have really cool theories about music. I listened to a interview with him on Sirius randomly. I was just channel flipping. Or I think maybe he was doing like a takeover, and he had like fun anecdotes. He's a cool cat. Cool cat, that Jimmy Jam. All right. I want to talk about our Patreon, patreon.com/RIPL Livecast. If you want to show us support, we do the show for free. We give you 90 minutes of free content every week. Throw a little something in the tip jar for us. We'd appreciate it. You can join our Patreon for as little as $1. And we'd appreciate it. We'd appreciate the thanks, the tip. It's like, when you check out at Starbucks, give your barista a little something. Give us a little something instead. Screw your barista.
God damn.
And if you throw $5 in the tip jar, you get access to all of our bonus episodes, nearly 5 years of bonus episodes. And we do 2 a month. And they're very fun. And you should check out our most recent one. Is essentially a entire episode of links too hot for the main show, including a very disgusting new drink trend in Russia or some formerly Soviet country that I cannot get
The story
behind.
itself is not too hot, but the beverage that is being poured probably is too hot.
Yes.
You got to let it cool down a little bit.
And then I reveal a little too much about my penis.
Never enough.
On the bonus episode. So that's what you can check out at patreon.com/RIPLivecast. And if you want to throw us $10, you get to be deemed a top Livecast fan of the week. You get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now. And how are we doing these shout outs?
Each one of these people puts something into the metal injection Wikipedia entry. And what are they adding? What footnote?
No, I don't know about that.
No. Each one of these people has a succulent Chinese meal guy alias.
Okay, how are we doing this?
How about each one of these people is trying to arrest the succulent Chinese meal guy, and what is his commentary on?
Oh, there you go, Rob.
What? It's not me.
Oh, I'll
Give
help
me
you.
an idea.
Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
start
go.
it out.
I don't have the list in front of me. Sorry. Hold on.
Well, we have Eric. How is Eric getting arrested, Darren?
Eric, just like the other guy, you're trying to touch my limp penis. Get your hand off my penis.
Benjamin?
Oh, I have to do all of them now?
Yes. Yes.
Benjamin, I see that you know your Momando well.
Dan R.
Dan R., you deprived me of eating my succulent lo mein.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Chasseur.
I've got the list now.
Well, no, let Rob feel like he's participating somehow. Let
Yeah.
him
I like
Well,
that.
I want to combine them, a few of them, because this is going to take 4.5 hours. Massachusetts and Lando Danks, you evoke the spirit of the great Steve Irwin, who passed away sadly many years ago. LaCroix and Corey and Scotty H, you have the grace and the efficiency and speed of an Australian Olympic break dancer.
Oh, damn.
Erin
Savage.
Douglas, who are you, Levison? Both of you shamefully enjoyed the play N.A. And Gender and Randy Bliat, you both love R.I.P. a Livecast. Shame on you. Shame on you. R.I.P. a legend.
I love it. Folks, that's our show. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. We will be back next Saturday. And until then, we love you. We kiss you. Bye-bye.